Welcome to Here's How We Get There. It's the daily show filled with conversations about business and mental health in a down-to-earth style with real-world language. Now let's dive in with your co-hosts, Kenneth Shark Kinney and Trey Tucker.
All right, Trey, it is the end of the football year in college football, and we've got an interesting matchup. Michigan is going to play Washington in the final game. I don't think either of us predicted that either of them would be there. But break down real quick what your thoughts are on Alabama, Michigan, Texas, Washington, and then the final game. Who do you think is going to win? So I can haunch if you're wrong in Washington versus Michigan.
I'm glad I didn't bet on either one of the semifinal games because I would have lost a lot of money. I did not think either one of those two teams were going to win, but both of them were amazing games. And now I didn't see all of the Texas and Washington game because I ain't staying up till 1 a.m. to see the ending of that game. But I know the Michigan-Alabama game got massive ratings. I think it was one of the top rated football games, whether college or NFL, in a long time. And I was shocked that Michigan was really pushing Alabama around on both lines of scrimmage. Michigan protected McCarthy really well, which is usually not the case when anybody goes up against a Bama team. Usually Bama's able to at least hurry the guy a lot, if not get to him with a lot of sacks. But then also, when Michigan was on defense, they were making Milroe run for his life. He didn't have more than maybe 2 seconds to read the defense when he dropped back. And so I was shocked on that D-line. Harbaugh, for all of the weirdness that he has and for all the sign-stealing drama and other NCAA drama that they endured that he pretty much brought on himself and them, he figured out a way to get them to play together, to really, it seemed like they love each other and play with all kinds of passion and intensity, and basically outcoached Saban and beat him at his own game as far as that power football style.
But who's your prediction for the final game?
I'm predicting Michigan, but I've been so wrong the last week. I don't even know. It'll probably end up being Washington now that I picked Michigan.
So I'll tell you, I think this helped expose some of the Milroe stuff I've been talking about. I never thought he was as good as his hype lived up to be this year. I'm still shocked he came in, I think, 6th in the Heisman rating. It just really exposed it to me. The biggest problem was Alabama looked off. Their offensive line looked off. There's no way that that was the same team that beat Georgia. If that had been the same team playing Georgia, they would have destroyed Michigan because Michigan doesn't have the horses. Honestly, right now, I wish Georgia was playing and had played Michigan, because I don't think that Michigan would have been a pushover by any stretch. But I know this will be a game that, especially like all the people on ESPN love and all the people in the Northeast love. That's really the only people that ever love sort of that Ohio State, Michigan type, those teams. And the third team might be Notre Dame. But I do predict that whoever wins, this will be one of the lesser rated games, because people want to see Alabama and Georgia and juggernauts like that. Thankfully, it is at least Michigan in there, because that's a team that has a rich story. But I don't think this will draw much on ratings, especially if Washington wins. This is kind of like one of those things when Seattle won the Super Bowl. You sort of remember several years ago when they did, but it's the ratings weren't that great for it. I will say that I think I'm going to pull for Michigan. Everything that school and the team and the community has sort of come around with Harbaugh, how they've pulled together despite the scandal, whether it was right or wrong in it. It's just amazing how they pulled together and didn't lose a game. And so I just watched Red Dawn, so I'm going to yell Wolverine.
Thank you for joining Shark and Trey on the Here's How We Get There show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit here'showwegetthere.com. That's here'showwegetthere.com.